Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's Allyoucangeek Moviecast, episode 401. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Aloha.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Pew pew.
What's up, guys? Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 401. We had a lot of fun over the weekend. Yeah, we did it. We had a lot of fun over the weekend. We all got together at Corey's house. If you didn't know, we actually streamed an episode live where we talked about gaming experiences. And I apologize for those movie watchers right now because we didn't do much for the movies. But it's when we all come together, we're all gamers, and it's like, you know, that's kind of what our folk. We can actually all play video games together at that point in time, and that rarely happens, you know.
Yeah, video games.
And are you gonna watch us watch movies?
Yeah, no, it's not even that. We didn't talk about much with movies, you know. So it's like, but the thing is because we're like in gaming mode. We streamed games for fundraiser, which, by the way, we are taking the Extra Life donations. There's a link on our Twitter and on our Facebook. I'll bookmark that and pin it so that you guys can see it on our Facebook page. I haven't done it yet, but by the time you hear this, it will be done. So if you'd like to donate, please go to that link, and you can still donate. We're actually discussing doing another streaming games again for that. We're trying to figure out if we can all do it on that big Extra Life Day on the November 3rd. So that's coming. We're going to do it again, though. That's for certain. We actually streamed some Switch games, for those wondering if you haven't seen it yet. We streamed a bunch of Overcooked, which I finally got to play, which was zany and chaotic and awesome. I actually really, really think I should get that game for my girlfriend and her daughter. I think they would enjoy that. Well, at least my girlfriend. I think Ari's a bit too young for that still, right? But it's still
probably be better.
Yeah. So
those kids, you know, they're crazy with those things.
Yeah. But So, anyways, this is the Moviecast. Let's get into box office, because we didn't really get to talk about box office last week, and I wanted to say that congratulations to Incredibles 2, who basically opened with the highest grossing animated movie of all time.
And this was 2 weeks ago.
This was 2 weeks ago. This week, the king is Jurassic World, but Incredibles 2 still held pretty well, I guess. Actually, didn't held as well as I thought. I thought it was going to do 100 million this week, but Incredibles did over 180 million opening weekend. It's incredible. It's incredible. I went and saw that movie. If you didn't see our 400, I went and saw that movie, and if you're going to go see it, watch the first one again, because it picks up literally at the end of the first movie. It's almost like they don't even miss a beat. So it's really great, and the first one holds up great too. I mean, it holds up very well, considering it came out in 2004. So it was a good movie too, the new one. So I would recommend it.
Definitely one of those things where it's like, wait, have they waited too long, or is it long enough where people want it? Like, is a tricky line that you gotta
I was so worried about that, because like it's been 14 years, and the actors actually come up and acknowledge it in the beginning. So you'll actually get the voice actors come, like they have like a little intro in the beginning with it, and thanking you for waiting that long. And they all come out. Yeah, it's really, really
nice.
They
do a little Pixar. Previously on?
No, they don't. So
or recap.
Just
out there.
Yeah, so it's but it was so fresh for me because I just watched it the week before, because my girlfriend hadn't seen it yet. So I was like, well, we're going to see this, so we have to watch this first one. So but it was a really good movie. It felt just like the first movie after you watch them back to back. It had the same fun comedy, and still had the adult beats that can relate to us, because that's what Pixar, I think, does so well about blending. They've done that so well, blending, and they lost that for a little while, I felt like, but they definitely, when they reclaimed that mojo, they still had it in this too. So it does resonate with adults, and it resonates with kids, so that's why it did over 180 million. So thus, again, I don't know, I have to look up this bet, because I remember having a bet with somebody for Frozen 2, and it furthers my point that Frozen 2 is going to do almost 200 million, if it doesn't do 200 million.
Okay. That's going to be tricky. I mean, I would definitely bet under. So.
I remember having a bet with somebody for something, and I can't remember. I remember talking about Frozen 2 because I had just come from, like, I'm around it with my school, and all the kids still talking about it, and, just constantly singing the songs, that it's just like, that movie and it's not been 14 years. Like, that's going to do amazing, I think. So, but anyways, let's talk about this week's box office. Jurassic World opened, Jurassic World 2, to $148 million, which is far less than last time, but actually in their projections, that's exactly where they wanted it to be. So it didn't. It's exactly where they expected it. So didn't exceed. Didn't met.
I mean, worldwide, it's just wrecking it right now.
I mean, that's the thing. They knew the international was going to be amazing, and Chris Pratt. We always we every now and again there's that. I think actors can still draw. I think they can.
That's not him.
I think he can. I think he's a
dinosaurs, dude. Dinosaurs.
I think I like Chris Pratt in this movie, and I think he's a big name. He's a big name.
Not saying he's not good or anything, but
it's the dinosaurs.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, what 1%, 2% you can contribute maybe to
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Maybe a couple $1 million here and there.
All I know is,
the sequel, and it's less. Like, if you could say the sequel was more, it'd be like, oh yeah, we get him back again. It's like,
I guess you're right. But if you just look at his movies that have come out, like grossing.
No, I mean, like he's having a good streak, and
right.
It's part of it, maybe.
Him and his manager are great at picking out good projects.
Oh, definitely.
Sure.
Actually, you know what? It can be the other way. An actor can ruin something, but I don't know if it can help it that much.
I think that's true.
I mean, it used to be where, like, Will Smith movies came out, people watched Will Smith movie because it was a Will Smith movie.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I want to see if it's a good movie. Like, Guardians was a great movie and it propelled Chris Pratt into stardom, but it's not like Chris Pratt is. I mean, Passengers has J-Law and Chris Pratt in it, and that movie did nothing.
Yeah.
Well, there's the negative one.
Yeah. There's always the exception.
J-Law was still at the top of her game.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And you have the Lego Movie and Jurassic World, obviously. So I think he's, him and his agent are really good at picking out projects. And again, I'm not saying Chris Pratt isn't bad. I like the guy. It's just there's nothing servicing the dinosaur market. Yeah. So.
It's true.
Like I said the last time, it's one of those nostalgia things where it's like, oh, you know what? Take a break from all this other stuff.
For me, I just don't know if I'm going to go see this movie in the theaters. I just don't.
I've heard nothing but bad things about it.
Exactly.
Nothing but bad things.
Exactly, and that hurts it for me. So,
literally, from what I've heard, the third act is terrible. Legitimately, why did I watch this movie?
Wow.
And it's like, damn,
It just has shades of a Lost World.
Oh,
where,
really?
You're just pulling in. I mean, well, it's from I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm just basing this off of what we've seen in the trailers and the fact that
that's what it feels like. You're right.
Dinosaurs coming to the mainlands, or it seems like, and then being auctioned off. It's like, why?
Yeah.
I heard it feels like it's two different movies in one. Just okay.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is I didn't really like the last one.
So I liked it because it felt nostalgia, it was nostalgic for me. So that's why I liked that one so much. But I don't know.
I like the nostalgic beats, but overall, I thought the movie was kind of
All right, Incredibles 2 did $80.5 million at number 2, and that's lower than I expected for holds. They were looking at trying a $100 million hold.
Again, it's real hard to have 100 million movies in the same weekend.
Yeah, it opened Friday, made it look like it was going to do 100 million actually, and then the drop off from Friday to Saturday to Sunday was much more than they expected. So, Ocean's 8, Tag, and Deadpool are your top 5 of the box office.
Ocean's 8 is actually doing really well.
Yeah, it is, and it's a good movie.
I heard in just one or two more weekends, or maybe it's after the holiday next week. It's probably going to be the highest grossing Ocean's movie. So
of the movies I haven't seen yet, it's the one I'm most interested in going to see, more so than Lost World, and even Incredibles. Incredibles I can catch whenever. I'm not.
Yeah, I waited fucking over a decade for you motherfuckers. You can wait on me for a little bit.
Yeah, I think I do want to see. I want to see that one, but I'm trying to see what it did actually total, what it's up to. But I don't see it on here.
I still need to see Deadpool doing solo first.
Deadpool now passed the. It's now number 3 R-rated title behind it and Deadpool 1. So did 705 million worldwide for Deadpool 2. Avengers looks like it's topping out domestically.
Hey, where's Passion then?
What?
Passion of the Christ.
Maybe it's 4th because I got it right here.
No, Passion of the Christ is still the number 1 domestic R-rated film.
Is it?
Is it by gross or
maybe it is
ticket sale? Not to mention, a lot of people like got free tickets to that because there was lots of crazy nonsense going on when that release happened.
Yeah, I got a list of It, and then Deadpool, and then Deadpool 2. That's what I have.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about domestic, because I know.
Oh, this is international. Yeah, this is international.
Is Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool even makes a joke about how he couldn't beat Jesus.
Let's see. Rated R. I got. Oh no. Okay. So Passion of the Christ at 370. Deadpool at 363. American Sniper at 350. It at 327. Deadpool 2 at 304.
Mm-hmm. So this is just internationally. All right. Infinity War is not going to hit 700 million domestic. Unfortunately, it's 669. It's pretty much done. It's run. But
yeah, it'll probably reach.
Yeah,
I think it might be able to get to 680.
Maybe
375 is probably.
It's probably got like 10 or so million left in it.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. It's doing only it's 352,000 a day.
It's just like we were saying. Like Deadpool came out, Solo came out, and now you have Incredibles and Jurassic World. It's so many dollars. I mean, that's why we're gonna we'll talk about it later. But this whole.
This dollar thing,
format
we're gonna get into. We have for those wondering, we actually have a topic to discuss today. So we're another thing we're going to try to do for you guys, you listeners and viewers, going forward, is include topics into every episode. Whether that be we have a major news article thing that we're talking about for a while, or maybe the whole episode, or we're going to actually have a topic. And tonight's topic will be, as we mentioned, movies as a service, essentially, right? But we're going to get into that shortly. We're going to talk a little bit about. We got a couple things real quick on movie news I wanted to mention that I thought were cool, and then we'll do what we've watched, and then we'll get into that. So I think we're good on the box office, right? I think we're set on that. Let's just mention a couple things in the news parts. We'll go in the news here. Jordan Peele wants to do a Gargoyles live-action reboot.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I mean, first of all, I loved Gargoyles as a cartoon. Loved it. Absolutely. One of my favorite cartoons. And I would laugh at this if it wasn't Jordan Peele, who's kind of a hot name right now, So, he is, director-wise.
He did Get Out, sure.
Yeah, he did Get Out, So, I mean, he's the hot hand, I think. They want to, so he kind of wants to do that. So, do we, any excitement? I mean, is anybody else a Gargoyles fan on this?
Yeah,
no, I love Gargoyles. I don't know.
I like Xanatos was my favorite.
Yeah, Xanatos is awesome.
Yeah.
It definitely had a lot of potential. I feel like I forget if it was when they changed owners or whatever, but it just kind of went off rails. And
WB changed animation studios back. This actually affected Batman as well. Yeah.
X-Men
too. Oh, and X-Men, yeah.
Last season.
Yeah. So that affected Gargoyles as well. So as long as he wants to do a live action version, which is weird, but
I mean, it could work.
Interesting, I guess.
It'll probably end up being a CGI monstrosity.
Yeah. So, all right. We also have Tom Holland leaking the title for Spider-Man again.
Is this a real leak? Or is this
I was going to say,
at this point,
really
feels like an on.
At this point,
it was definitely a purposeful leak.
Yeah.
So the new title is Far From Home, and at this point, it's there. He likes to. He's embracing the leak part of him. So he's just kind of embracing that, and I think they're letting him
leaking stuff is a meme now, basically.
Yeah.
So anytime he leaks something, I don't think it's actually a leak anymore. It's it's not really a leak. You're using the fact that he leaked stuff before as a platform for advertisements.
Yeah. So Far From Home, though. What are we looking at?
Space.
Theories? Anything? Mysterio's the villain.
Clone War. Space.
Yeah, Mysterio's definitely the villain, and
I think that it's a good play on words, and obviously it seems like they want to keep this home thing going on here.
Yeah,
so
Feige even said in an interview that having home in the title is still intentional, and he wants it to have multiple meanings, just like Homecoming did. So it's pretty interesting. Obviously, I think it's going to be getting Peter out of his comfort zone, possibly out of New York.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. Is I think that either they use Mysterio to take him away from what he's used to, put him in situations that he's not familiar with, and take him, to new destinations. Obviously, we'll find out more once Avengers 4 comes out, like where he's at in his career and stuff. But I mean, I'm definitely curious after the end credit sequence and see how that plays up, and with the Aunt May obviously knowing certain things.
Can we can we spoil Avengers 4 yet or no? What do you think? No.
Avengers 4?
No, Avengers 3.
Well,
Sorry.
Avengers 3?
Because there was a news article that came out about Avengers 4, but it's obviously dealing with the ending of Avengers 3.
I think at this point we can.
So the reason,
I mean, if you're listening to this, you
2 months
probably have seen this movie, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Do yourself a favor, get into the conversations that everyone else is having, and understand some of these jokes that people are making. Because
that's the thing. You're missing some of these memes. I don't feel so good. But yeah, so there's they talked to I think it was Feige about the surviving Avengers and how obviously they chose the ones they did because of the fact that it's a kind of 10-year in the making mark, and they wanted the originals to
like a curtain call almost.
Yeah, so that's why there was a purposely done why they those were the ones that were. So they have an idea of what they're doing for 4. We'll kind of tie into that, and they're the originals, and that's why they're the ones that are there. So he came out and said that. So it was kind of cool to read about that, and like we all noticed it obviously during it, but it's like and just like 10 years in the making, and they're kind of, that's what got them on the map, and those are the ones that got them on the map, and that's why they're kind of a.
It's kind of funny though, because you have these movies that are coming out, like that Spider-Man 2 is coming out, we know the sequel is coming out, and if you've seen Avengers 3, you're like, well, okay, how is this gonna work? But obviously we know things aren't permanent, and things will, and we have this character.
I did love that. Was it Tony? Did you post that sick burn from Tom Holland to Falcon?
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That was hilarious.
I'm actually like, Anthony Mackie's like, I haven't seen Homecoming. It's like, oh, really? Wow, okay. I haven't seen the Falcon. Oh.
It's like, oh, wait. It's like, oh.
That's right. So, yeah, I think Anthony Mackie's going to be the Captain America. I think he will be. I don't know. That's my theory. You think it's going to be Bucky?
I think... I mean, it should be Bucky, but it's going to be...
Do they really need to go that route and, like, have a replacement Captain America?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There has to be Captain America with the Avengers.
It's going to be Falcon. It's not going to be Bucky.
There has to be Captain America with the Avengers. It has to be. So...
Yeah, I don't think it has to be, but I think they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to do it with... I mean, I'm going to say it, but, like, Black Panther's success... and you're gonna get Anthony Mackie's Falcon as Captain America. I think they see that as the future.
Wasn't there a rumor that Will Smith was gonna be Captain America like way back in the day anyway? And we all know Anthony Mackie is just a broke ass Will Smith. So.
Whoa!
That's calling Anthony Mackie out. Why are you calling him a broke ass Will Smith?
Because he looks like him, and he even has the same mannerisms. And he talks like him too.
Oh, I'd actually never made that comparison.
I feel like he's modeled his career after him.
Possibly. I mean, if you can model your career after Will Smith, you're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't know. I think I don't even know what we're talking about. I completely lost this conversation at this point in time. I'm sorry.
But as far as future Marvel movies go, I'm like hearing great things about Ant-Man, so I'm really excited.
I do want to see that quite badly. Actually, I have $20 in Disney movie credit if I can figure out how to redeem the damn thing to go see a movie. So I was going to do it for Incredibles 2, but I couldn't figure out where to redeem it. So I have to.
What day does Ant-Man open up?
July
6th.
July
6th. Yeah.
Man, it's so weird that I was just talking to a couple of coworkers that July 4th falling on Wednesday next week is just mind-boggling to me because it feels so out of place because I'm like, so I have 2 days of work, then a day off, then 2 days off of work. I'm like, that feels so weird and wrong. Just I don't know.
Yeah. I won't even be able to see it opening weekend because I'm away on vacation. So
you can go see movies on vacation.
Well, I might go see it still, but I will go see it still probably. We just got to figure out where exactly up in upstate. So
have movie theaters there?
No, there's plenty. I just got to figure out where to go. I don't know. I know my movie theaters, and I'm like, I also
go out of your comfort zone, Jim.
I also just talked about the fact that I'm trying to figure out where the hell to redeem this Disney movie rewards dollars. Like AMC says they take them, but didn't work. So I don't know what to do.
Don't you have Moviepass?
No, I didn't get Moviepass.
No,
I thought you did.
No, but I got the. We're going to get into that topic shortly here.
I know.
last bit is Jeremy Irons joins the Watchmen HBO series that's coming. Which I think that's pretty cool because I actually like him quite a bit as an actor.
Fuck Watchmen.
Well, it could be really good.
Watchmen.
I don't know. It could be really good.
Nope.
I'm leaning towards Tony's idea here. Just I don't care about Watchmen anymore. I would rather have something else.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
I that might be one of the most disappointing movies of all time. Literally, for me.
I mean, Zack Snyder's. You can just throw Zack Snyder's name up there and just say Sucker Punch is probably one of the most disciplined, terrible movies ever. And,
there's no question.
But I never saw it. And I never looked forward to it. It's just like I remember being like hyped for Watchmen because everybody's like, "Oh, Watchmen is like a really great graphic novel. This and the other thing, and the movie is going to be awesome. Visuals, Zack Snyder, and at the time he was still like up there and whatnot, or not as.
He was the hot.
he had done the Dawn of.
Right, 300 stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, great. Like, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to watch the movie, and then I'll read the graphic novel. And the movie just turned me off from ever reading the graphic novel. I was like, nope, fuck this shit. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And there are people that love that movie. Like, love it. So,
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
The only thing I like about that movie is the opening sequence with Bob Dylan's
that's a pretty cool sequence.
It's really cool, because, I mean, it basically tells you everything you need to know about the movie, and then that's fine. You're done.
Yeah. And then the chick who played Silk Spectre, she's pretty attractive.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get
the new
blue
Silk
penis. You get to see blue penis. So
yeah, lots of that. Lots of that.
And like, there's one cool fight sequence.
Is there one
in the prison? Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
With the owl guy and Silk Spectre.
Yeah.
Had to prove your point, right?
I mean, it's not like I'm saying something outrageous. I'm not the only one who says that these two are like very similar.
No, I'm.
Why are we talking about this?
All right. Anyways,
because you guys acted like I dropped like a bomb on you, and I said something that's very obvious.
Oh, I mean, I never made the comparison between Will Smith and Anthony Mackie. No. By the way, if you're listening to this, Mike just sent us an image of the two of them, and they have a very similar look. If you
just watch them on late night shows. They talk the same.
Yeah. Mannerisms. Maybe we've seen mannerisms. I don't know. So maybe they were acting buddies. I don't know. But all right, let's get into our topic for this episode. So
we want to do that or
I'm sorry, I almost forgot getting what we've been watching. Let's see. What have we been doing? Who wants to kick it off? Mike.
Oh man, I think, you know what I wanted to do now that they're all on Netflix. I wanted to try to get to that crossover way back in the CW shows, because that's about where I stopped watching. Mm-hmm. But I have to catch it. I want to try to get through a couple of the Legends, because I know I've heard things already that that crossover is most impactful to them long term. So I'm gonna just try to get through. I didn't really want to, but I'm gonna get through a few of those episodes leading up to the crossover. Mm-hmm. So I watched one of them. It was this weird it was just a giant sort of Titanic reference, because you know that Victor Garber, who is one of the guys on the show, he's like half of Firestorm. He's known mostly for being, I don't know who he is in Titanic.
He was the captain.
Yeah.
Not the captain, but the guy who built the ship. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is the architect or whatever.
So he says in this episode they're talking about going to certain time periods to fix disturbances, and they said 1912 the Titanic, and he's like, I refuse to step foot on that ship. Whoever designed that should be shot. It was super on the nose. And then Billy Zane is also the guest star in this episode too. So
Billy Zane, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh,
Billy Zane.
He acted as
I remember what we watched.
Barnum Bailey,
The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, well, I don't know the actual name, but yeah, it was a silly episode, but it was all right, I guess. I just want to get to the crossover and
just watch the crossover.
I watched the last
anything.
They really don't. These stories are not good. Like, it's not good. Just watch what you want to watch. Don't force yourself to watch garbage.
It wasn't bad. It was fun. It was just, not that important feeling. That was about it, though.
All right, Corey?
Yeah, I've not gotten a chance to watch too much stuff either. Oh, Mike, you got really dark there.
You got dark there.
I just changed the screen.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, just, actually just been watching WWE stuff. I have to
me
say,
too.
There's like,
me too.
They have this 24 show, which is like a documentary thing, and they had an episode on the Hardys, and that was a really good episode, just to see them, like, how they started and how
I still
they
gotta
struggled.
watch I want to watch the Andre the Giant thing. The Andre the Giant thing looked pretty good.
Unfortunately, that's not on
That's
WWE.
Showtime. That's Showtime, yeah.
It's HBO.
Oh, it's HBO. I thought it was Showtime. So,
But yeah, this is really interesting to see some of the things that these sports entertainers go through, and it was really it was good. It was a good documentary on them, so I'd recommend that.
Yeah, for me, I can tie it into Tony here once I'm at the end of my stuff. So, because I think I know what you watch, Tony. We'll get into that in a second. I wanted to mention when I'm not watching the Mets lose, I'm watching. I know. I watched Jessica Jones finally. I'm up to episode 8. So I'm starting to move.
That's after the turn.
Luke Cage is out.
Yeah,
yes.
I know.
Well, that's
Luke
why.
Cage is out, and
That's
I'm
why.
also tempted to watch that now too.
I heard it's a hot mess.
Is it? Oh, because I also heard there's an awesome character fix in Luke Cage season 2. I just happened to read today. So
yeah, but I mean, the character fix doesn't.
I honestly think the Jessica Jones that you're watching right now is a hot mess. I thought that was honestly terrible.
I would agree with you, Mike. Up to this point, I think it's very boring. I'm very bored with it. I'm just watching it because
I'm surprised the reviews have been I know they're not as good as the first season, but they've still been okay. I'm surprised they're that okay. Yeah, I really thought it was.
I find it extremely not engaging. I'm kind of just putting it on and forcing myself to watch it to get to Luke Cage, especially now because I found out that there's a chance.
Didn't you just say don't watch this garbage? Watch what you want.
Yeah. Well, I guess because I'm done with CW shows. I'm not done with Netflix shows yet, but I'm trying to watch that. But
I'm getting close to that point.
After reading that there's a character that we all hate that might actually get fixed in Luke Cage, I kind of want to watch it to get to Luke Cage to see that.
Iron Fist?
You have a.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. So
Iron Fist is in it? Is he in it?
That's what I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. So I haven't watched it. So I'm not.
I would hope.
No idea.
I would hope that they would cross over more, since now that there's no actual plans for Defenders 2, and that these. I still feel like these shows are running out of time in a year or two. That they're just gonna lose steam if they're not gonna make any sort of further continuation to them.
Is this like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, or it's going to be the last season?
I feel like this is much more.
It was literally 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It got renewed last minute twice, and you're acting again like I dropped a bomb of nonsense.
Yeah. Let's see. And then finally, the best thing I've watched in a long time is Voltron's. What season is this?
6?
7?
6 or 7?
I'm pretty sure it might be 7.
Season 6.
Oh, it is 6. Okay.
6. So it's they're short. It's a 7-episode seasons for those wondering. So and they're also
maybe that's where we got 7 from.
Yeah, and they're also only 30 minutes long. So 23 minutes actually. So it's a quick watch, and I have to say that this season was fantastic. I love this season.
Amazing season.
Yeah. Tony, I mean, you kept quiet about it. You had me I had no idea what I was getting into in that filler episode. I realized it was a filler episode almost immediately.
That's why I did.
Wow.
That's why I don't want to say it. I was just like, wow, this is amazing, and I was just like, Jim, you need to watch it. That's all I said, because I don't want to hype you up, because I know out of all of us, I think you're the most hype sensitive.
I'm most.
So I was just like, yeah, you need to watch this when you get a chance. And it's just because literally the entire episode, I'm just grinning from ear to ear, because I'm like, wow, this is everything I want. I would watch an entire spin-off series of just episodes of them getting into hijinks like that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
I had no idea what I knew it was a filler episode almost immediately, and I'm but I had no idea what I was about to watch. So it was amazing. And then the actual story from the season is awesome. They did a great job this season. 7 episodes. There's like I said, they have one filler, and the rest are all story. And the filler is good.
It feels good. It's that's what I was loving about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and what they were doing with breaking up. Hey, we're
pacing is much better. Yeah.
Short story here. We're gonna like it's like a mini series, and then you take a couple episode break and you go back to it.
Yeah,
a different
definitely.
series. So
and that's what it is. You know, I'm an advocate for, you know, when something's finished, you should be wanting more of it, not be like, oh, okay, glad I'm done with it. And I've even been critical of like the Marvel Netflix stuff, where it's like many of those didn't need to be 13 episodes.
They go too long.
Probably,
yeah, they
probably
definitely
could
go too
do
long.
like 8, you know, 8 and be nice, short, sweet, condensed. Don't have to stretch some of the things out. But yeah, Voltron is just amazing. I'm so happy that this show has turned out so awesome, because I remember when they first announced like, oh, Netflix is bringing Voltron back. I was like, what the fuck? And I just had instant flashbacks of like the Thundercats reboot that Cartoon Network tried to do and all that stuff. I'm just like, please don't. Like, it's my childhood still. Like, you know,
now
whatever.
we're getting
And it just,
the other new Thundercats thing looks terrible.
oh god, I don't want to talk about it.
So they're doing this. They're at least doing
That
this,
is one of
this
my
justice.
old man things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, the series is awesome. I'm hoping we hear more news about where the show is
and plus
going.
the people behind it, they had like a great pedigree. And I
Oh, yeah.
know Korra was kind of a hit and miss, but
Yeah.
as far as the Airbender goes, like they just hit that out of the park. And hearing them they're going to be able to do something on Netflix was like, wow, this could be good.
Yep.
Give them the chance to actually do something that they want to do.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny you mention that, because I feel like Korra was the opposite, where part of the reason I didn't like Korra so much is because it moved too quickly, or it just assumed that, like, hey, this thing happens and we want you to be okay with it. It's like, whoa, I mean, give us some time to develop here. Just kind of like you threw a curveball at us and whatnot. But yeah, Voltron's awesome. Hopefully, I think we might get season 7 done by the end of the year.
I think so. I think it's. I expect in November. That's what I hope for. So, yeah, cool. Anything else, Tony? You've watched? For me,
nothing
that was it.
movie related. Awesome Games Done Quick is this week, so I've
right.
been watching a lot of awesome speed runs. So definitely check that out.
Cool. All right, let's get into our topic, which is movies as a service. You've heard games as a service? Well, it's turning into movies now. With Moviepass kind of started it. Tony, you've been a big fan of that for a while now. And now it looks like AMC, which I just got the notification today that it is out, and I can sign up for it for $20 a month. I can go see 3 movies a week, and it's premium movies. You can do that, includes Dolby Digital movies and the $19
IMAX.
ticket movies. Yeah, IMAX movies. The $19 ticket movies I can go see for $20 a month.
So for $1 more, you get to see 3 movies a week that month
Yes.
instead of just one.
$10 more. $10 more.
No.
No, if you go to Dolby Digital, it's $19.
It's $19 a ticket.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying $1 more than Moviepass. I'm sorry.
Oh,
No.
no.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you go to Dolby Digital, like without Moviepass, AMC, it's like basically it's $19, and you're gonna pay $20 a month to see, 3 movies a week there. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It basically-
you're going to see like 12 movies a month for the price of one.
Yeah, if you see 2 movies a month, it's worth it. So if you see 2
Yeah, it
movies a
sounds
month.
like it's worth it for if you see just the one movie.
No,
you
it's
can pay a little
close.
extra.
Yeah.
You're breaking
Close, but I
even.
mean,
You're breaking even.
But the thing is, the other thing that you're not mentioning is you're getting discounts on concessions.
Yeah, which I get anyways, and you still get those ticket reimbursements too. So you still get that stuff.
Rewards,
It's not much, but I've been.
Plus, you can skip the lines. I mean,
Yeah, and then
they have
God,
that premium line.
I go
do that
there
all the time.
every time I go to Rockaway by us, and I go to get popcorn and a drink, and there's a huge line, and I just walk up to the premiere thing, and I'm like, it's empty, and I'm like, I looked at the guy, and he's like, you have a premiere? I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you want to come up? And I'm like, is it okay to cut all these people? He's like, they didn't pay. And he goes, they didn't pay, come on up. And I'm like, okay.
They didn't.
So I go and I cut everybody, and I get my stuff and go back to the movie. Yeah, so I loved their service as it was, because I would buy all of the tickets for my group, and just, Mike, I mean, you guys reimburse me, and then I get points anyways for my free tickets. So, it's something I've been doing for a while with it. And so now that they've added this, I will do this without a doubt for $20 a month.
Yeah,
The cool thing that the cool thing that they're gonna let you do is they're gonna let you watch movies back to back to back if you want. So like in one day, Saturday, if you wanted to have a movie marathon, you could watch all 3 of your movies for the week in that same day, as opposed to Moviepass where it's just one.
Yeah.
And the thing is, for me, I mean, it's definitely tempting for me to go switch over, because I'm never going to see one movie a day for an entire week. That's just unless I took like the week off or work, which I would not do.
And then again, still, it'd just be a week that you did that. It wouldn't be like you're doing it, every single
for a whole
month.
for a whole month or something like that. plus being able to do the IMAX, Dolby Digital, and I'm pretty sure they said they were going to allow you to even do like reserved seating online. So that's worth it for me because like even like something like Avengers, even though I could movie pass it, I wasn't being able to move past that on opening night.
Yeah, that's when you said that they allowed Dolby Digital as well, because that's the reserve seating, and IMAX is reserve seating at our theater. I'm like, that makes it totally worth it, because I no longer ever want to sit in line for a movie. I'd rather just get there 5 minutes before it starts and walk to my seat, even though I did that for Incredibles 2. I forgot to mention this, and there were squatters in my seat.
What?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I was like, I have this ticket, and the woman looked at it, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. So she moved down one seat, and I'm like,
dude, when I saw, what was the last thing I saw? Deadpool. There's these two people that just kept sitting down and kept having to get up.
That's what
this
was a group,
3 different times.
This was a group of 6, and they just kept sliding down the line. Like people showed up, and I'm like, okay. So, but yeah, like this service. How does this compare to Moviepass now? Like, so this reserve seating is counted. The 3 movies can be done in one day. What's the pricing difference though?
I mean, it's only the one theater chain too, which is the other. Yes, I mean, not that it's like a terrible thing, because it is like the
AMC.
theater that you go to, but MoviePass does like you can go to different theater chains.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
But so the thing is, like, for me personally, I don't have that many AMCs near me, so that's one of the reasons why it's not as tempting. Like, I am, but at the same time, it's like I got to go out of my way to go to AMC theaters.
Okay.
But the thing, my worry is that because they're going to do their own program, now they're going to cut Moviepass.
They've been trying to cut Moviepass anyways forever. So.
And it's like, if those guys do, it's like, all right.
But you don't have them near
the beginning and the end, man. It's the beginning and the end for Moviepass. I really see like
absolutely.
Chain is going to be doing this.
Oh yeah, no, I expect Regal to do it as well.
And it's a club thing. Like, why let these? Like, if I have a choice between like. Cinepolis or whatever they call that, and then AMC, and I have a membership to AMC, I'm going to AMC. It's like they're gonna keep me going to their theater to buy popcorn and sodas and to watch their movies in their theater, because I'm getting a bonus, like, and it's making me want to go there more. Yeah. So than the other chains. Because...
Well, that's the idea. So like this is my next question, is like profitability. I mean, how's MoviePass doing, and is this is going to be profitable for AMC? You think? I mean, is this?
Well, AMC can afford it, I'm sure, because the one thing I'll say for MoviePass is I'm pretty sure that MoviePass has changed the industry.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Because this is why.
Now
look.
It's the Netflix effect. They just couldn't stay on top.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, they just didn't, right. They were a middleman. They don't have their own theater chain. They don't have their own movie distribution rights, nothing like that. It's just like, hey, we're going to be the guy that does this middleman shit. It's like, well, we can just cut you out and make that money ourselves. And I'm sure all these companies now have looked into it and done their market research and said, oh, what's a good pricing model? What's a good rate? Because, like I just said, like, nobody really wants to see a movie a day. I highly doubt that even 1% of MoviePass subscribers actually go out and see a genuine movie every single day before they, implemented their, like, you can only see it once while a movie's in theater restriction.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I highly doubt anyone was actually doing it, which unfortunately contributed to the accelerated downfall of MoviePass, because people were just buying tickets and then flipping or giving away to people that weren't actually them.
Yeah.
But I can absolutely see AMC doing well with this. I can see Regal doing this, because the thing is, they don't really make their money off of ticket sales. They make it off of the concession. So if they're like, hey, look, we get you, because I think it's opening up that you have to do a 3-month minimum. So up the front, it's kind of like Gamers Club of Luck. They're getting for $60 for 3 months, and they're like, hey, you know what? Come to our movie theaters. You know what? We're probably going to lose money as soon as you see like 3 movies, especially if they're Dolby Digital or IMAX. But if the instant you buy 1 concession from us, we make profit. Like, that is what they want.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is the leftover subscriptions. So like you may take advantage of this for the first month, 2 months, 3 months, and then not cancel it and just not go to the movies and just leave it, and then they hit you.
Yep. Exactly. It's just like a gym membership. They want you to subscribe and never use it.
Mm-hmm. That's it. So, I mean, it's like giving out gift cards. The add-on gift cards that Best Buy always does. Give them out, and half the people don't ever redeem them.
It's Kohl's Cash. I mean, Kohl's Cash you have for like a week, and then it's like, well, okay.
Yeah, and half the people never use them.
Yeah, and then the people that do are actually shopping at Kohl's and buying more than they would, because like, I have this $10 card that's gonna, I'll spend $80 because I have $10 off. It's like,
yeah. It's absolutely. It's
I mean, it's definitely the future, and you'll definitely see MoviePass have to change or do something to either align with these theater chains or something to survive, because there's no way that they're going to be around if these theaters are just going them out. So,
if they make it past 2018, I would be very surprised.
Yeah, and all I see is just how much debt they are accruing.
Yeah,
it's just like
that's the problem.
Millions and millions and millions of dollars, just tens of.
Well, I mean, that's okay, because most of these big stars, I mean, like, you even look at Amazon. I mean, that's all they did for years and years and years.
No, absolutely, but like
there's
the
good
difference
debt
here is
right, yeah.
Like you were saying, they're a third party. Like
Netflix is still in debt. I mean, Netflix does it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, they're going in debt to, feed their content where it's theirs, they own, and like we're saying, MoviePass is a third party that is not necessary, and these chains can just be like, well,
that's it.
You can just play over there. We're gonna just do our own.
It's kind of like what we're seeing now with cable breaking apart with the individual subscriptions. So like we have CBS All Access at $7. We have Disney's coming out with their service. We have ESPN's going to be its solo thing. HBO has its own solo thing for $10 a month. Showtime has its own solo thing now. It's going to be piecemealed together, but everybody's going to have their own solo thing, and it makes it more. I guess populated and complicated.
It's funny because that's what I've always wanted. I've always wanted to be able to I want to spend $5 on this channel, but like that's the channel I want to get. And now they're kind of doing this, but it's just all over the place. And that's the problem I have, is that there's nothing that's kind of bringing everything together, so I can just like turn on my cable box and like watch the television show that I want to watch at the time, and then switch to the next thing real easy. You gotta have to go through all these different logins and
logins,
passwords,
the verifications, then they reset. I mean, I have a Roku. This is all I have in here. I do have cable, but it's not in. I don't have a cable box in my apartment. It's all Roku boxes, and the amount of just relogging back in on occasion because they time out, and the verifications, because you can go through, like we watch, there's a bunch of things I watch here, the Animal Planet stuff, National Geographic, Discovery's another one that has its own app, CBS we talked about, I have CBS All Access, all these subscription things, which now the movie theaters are seeing as, like, this is a great idea, let's do this. I think, like you said, Tony, MoviePass kind of broke it open. I mean, once you see what they were doing,
and it's the perfect time to do this too. Like you're launching in the middle of the most populated time to watch movies.
Well,
like
but it's
maybe
also...
in August, September, like you don't see a movie a month. Like,
exactly.
It's like that's the thing. Is like right now is a great time to say, hey, we're doing this service. Come by, and people are going to sign up in droves. I think.
And then, like you guys said before, the other thing that's great about this for them is you're going to be going there for free. And say, well, I got in here, let me buy a soda and a popcorn because I didn't pay for this movie, and I've already seen my one movie this month. But that's where they make their money back, because it costs them nothing for that stuff.
Yep.
That's where they make so much.
It's like $12 for a soda.
Yeah, it's
I mean, you're getting like 1,000% like margins here.
Yep.
How much does popcorn cost?
That's what I mean. You get like, I mean, that's why they can give that stuff away for free. It cost them so little. But the profit margin on those things are so huge that it makes up for their losses, whatever they're going to get from this. Even though I don't think they're going to lose on this whatsoever, I think it's, like you said, we're excited for it, and I'm going to get it, and I'll probably I won't be seeing.
Too. I mean, we're talking about it. They're in the news. I mean, it's just getting things out there. Like, hey, my chain is doing something that makes it more visible. So
that's the thing. Like,
people talk about it. We're going to say, hey, why aren't you doing this AMC Pass thing? Like to our.
Exactly. I mean, I'm going to get the thing, but I'm only going to see probably 4 movies a month. I'm not going to see, 3 a week, and it's still worth it.
I'm probably going to see less than that too, and it's still worth it.
4 movies a month. You're going to go every weekend to see a movie.
I might. I might.
During the summer, Jim and I used to go.
Summer, yeah.
Yeah,
now, I mean, Incredibles 2. Like we just talked about. Like we went from a string.
I mean, you just said too, Mike. You didn't see Deadpool solo. You could see those 2 movies for the price of one.
Yeah, for nothing.
I don't know if I would have went anyway. I just didn't have time. So again, like for me, like I'm gonna see. There's like 4 movies a year, Mike, I care to see.
Mike, here's the point though. Like let's say you had that and you were away. You're back now, and they're still in the theaters. You could go check them out for free. Yeah, they've been out for a while, but you can go see them for free. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like it works. It does work that way too. I mean, because you don't get to see them opening weekend, but and that's where we talk about. Corey and I've mentioned this, where it's like, I think I've missed this movie. I'm not going to go see it in the theaters. It changes that when you can go see it for free, essentially, because you've already paid your subscription.
Yeah. And movie that you may be interested in a little bit, like I'm not going to pay for that. You go see like Ocean's 8. Like, I'll go check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's what this is doing. I mean, negatives. Is there a negative to this? I mean, what do we?
for people who think they're going to see 4 movies
In
a
a
month,
month.
and then they see like 3 a year, and they're like, "Oops."
As long as you're on top of it and
That's on
cancel.
them.
Yeah, you can cancel
It's on them.
anytime.
Yep.
So
No, I
Can't save
think
people from being
that's the only.
stupid.
Yeah, that's if you're not on top of that, then it's not the AMC's problem.
it's
So-
you're not the
And
yeah.
you probably still got more value out of it anyway, because if you saw like a few movies during the summer, you probably still made out fine.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else to talk about on this, guys? I think we covered it. All right.
We're good.
All right, we're good. Let's put a bow on this episode. You can write us podcast at ALLYoucanGeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, AllYoucanGeek, and like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can see us on there. I can tell you that if we do the streaming thing we did our video games, we'll probably do another live episode before we do it again next time we do it, because that was fun. So look on there for us. That'll be on YouTube first, and then back onto our normally downloaded podcast stuff after. Yeah, tune in to the Gamecast coming up next, and tune in next week. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching.
Aloha.